composed by Shripad Prabodhananda Saraswati. His name is Prabodhananda Saraswati. Saraswati is a goddess of wisdom. She is an aspect of Sri Radhika. Saraswati means flowing. And the picture of Saraswati, we always see she's sitting on a lotus flower. Her wisdom is pure. And she is the goddess of wisdom, not of knowledge. It is wisdom. It comes from her heart. It's about love. So in her left hand, she holds the Holy Scriptures. And in her right hand, a lotus flower. And she has 4 hands. With these other 2 hands, she's playing the veena. So the wisdom is sung. It's poetry. It's music. And there's always a swan nearby her. So we are reading from the nectar ocean of Sri Radha's flavors, composed by Shripad Prabodhananda Saraswati. It's the longest prayer to Srimati Radharani. It contains 272 verses. And we are in phase that this is the transcendental exchange between God, between Krishna, and his internal potency, Sri Radhika, his Swarup Shakti. First verse. I offer my obeisances unto Lord Gaurachandra. Lord Gaurachandra is surrounded by all his associates. Gaurachandra isn't alone. He is surrounded by his beloved, chosen associates. And Lord Gauranga, his body is studded with goose pimples of ecstasy. Imagine Gaurachandra, from his body, this love is pouring out in drops of nectar. And it makes him so beautiful that this mocks the beauty of a blossoming Kandamba flower. I've put a picture in Radha Dasyam. The Kadamba tree is evergreen. It's a large tree. And the Kadamba tree is especially known for its medicinal properties. It's a healthy fruit. So Gaurachandra, he's looking so beautiful in ecstasy with the streaming nectar out of his body. That is much more beautiful than a blossoming Kandamba flower. And Gaurachandra is raising his arms. He is not folding his hands. He's not working with his hands. He's raising his arms. And he repeatedly, on and on, and loudly. It's not a whisper. It's loudly crying, Hari, Hari. And as he's raising his arms and crying, he's dancing. He can't stop moving. He doesn't stand still. He doesn't sit. He's dancing with raising arms. And he's singing. And by this, Gaurachandra is showering the surface of Mother Earth with cascades of tears. Drops and drops of nectar, cascades, flowing and flowing in all its opulences. So again, I would like to read this verse in a one. I offer my obeisances unto Lord Gaurachandra, who is surrounded by all his associates and whose body is studded with goose pimples of ecstasy that mock the beauty of blossoming Kandamba flowers. Lord Gaurachandra raises his arms and he repeatedly and loudly crying, Hari, Hari, as he dances and sings, showering the surface of the earth with cascades of tears. So this nectar ocean of Sri Radha's flavors starts with this deep bowing down, full of thanks to Lord Gaurachandra, who is surrounded by all his associates. And I think Prabhupada is Tunga Vidya. So she knows some secrets which she will offer, reveal to us. I will go on with the comment of this auspicious invocation. I also want to say I would like to read 1/3 of this commentary and then to one of the last verses, verse 267. That's it works. Commentary. Shripad Prabhupada Saraswati, he is the object of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's great mercy. So Prabhupada mind and his heart are always absorbed in the sweet pastimes, in the attributes and sentiments of Srimati Radharani in Vraj. Now, he begins his delicious book of eager prayer named Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, Nectar Ocean of Sri Radha's flavors. And these prayers sind an expression out of compassion for us, the devotees, who aspire for the confidential service of Srimati Radharani's lotus feet. And in this first verse, Prabhupada Saraswati praises his worshipful deity, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vrajavihari Krishna accepted the mood and the complexion of Sri Radha and became Gaura to fulfill 3 desires. The first desire is Krishna wanted to understand the greatness of Radha's love. So he needs this form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The second desire is the wonderful qualities that she alone relishes, he wants to understand. Sorry, I have to read it again. The wonderful qualities that she alone relishes in him. That is what Krishna wanted to understand. And the third desire is to understand the happiness Srimati Radharani feels when she realizes the sweetness of Mohan's love. In Vrindavan Lila, Krishna was the witness of the sweetness of Sri Radha's love, of which he himself was the object. And in Gaura Lila, Krishna accepted the mood and luster of Sri Radha to understand the gravity of Sri Radha's love. In the opening verse of his book, Radha, Rasa, Sudhanidhi, Nectar Ocean of Sri Radha's flavor, Shripad Prabodhananda Saraswati draws a beautiful picture of how the full transcendental truth of Raj, Sri Krishna, experienced the sweetness of Radha's emotions. Here, Shripad follows the custom in the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition to praise Lord Gaura before commencing the description of Sri Radha Madhava's sweet pastimes. This is called Gaura Chandrika. In his other book, Sri Chaitanya Chandramrita, Shripad writes, quotation, when a very fortunate soul experiences devotion for Lord Gaura's lotus feet, the nectar ocean from Radha's lotus feet suddenly floods his heart. Sri Gaura Sundara has brought an unprecedented torch of Rasa, whose bright effulgence shows the devotees the way to the sweet bhajan of Sri Vrindavan, which is otherwise hard to see. So we are now receiving this unprecedented present of Sri Mahaprabhu. He is offering us a torch whose bright effulgence shows us the way to the sweet bhajan of Vrindavan, which is otherwise hard to see. And along with that sweet transcendental Vrajarasa, Mahaprabhu introduced himself to the devotees of this world. Srivasa Ghosha sings, if Gaura had not come, how would the world have been? Who would have taught the world the greatness of Radha and the limit of Prema Rasa? If Gaura had not come, how would the world have been? Who would have taught the world the greatness of Radha and the limit of Prema Rasa? Who would have shown the way to enter into the sweetness of Vrindavan and the anxious mood of the young girls of Vraj? This sweetness that we are allowed to receive, to see, to connect us with this anxious mood of the young girls of Vraj. So tender. The only way to extinguish the burning sensation of the threefold material misery, which is caused by the elements, caused by one's own body or mind, caused by other creatures, to extinguish the burning sensation of material misery is possible with the nectar stream of love for Sri Sri Radha Govinda. And this is the mercy of Sriman Mahaprabhu. I would like to go on with one of the last verses of this Nectar Ocean, verse 267. The prayer is, when can I live in this purifying Vrindavan? The effulgent, Rasika, wonderful abode that witnesses Sri Radha's love arts. When can I purify my whole form, maddened by ecstatic love? And when can I clearly see my tender spiritual body that has eyes, ears, all senses that are fit for devotional service in the luminous arbors. This is a prayer for our Svarup. I would like to repeat, offering my obeisances to Gora Sundara. When can I live in purifying Vrindavan? Vrindavan purifies us. Vrindavan is effulgent, Rasika, wonderful abode that witnesses Sri Radha's love arts. Only in Vrindavan it is witnessed. My whole form maddened by ecstatic love. And when can I clearly see my tender spiritual body that has eyes, ears, senses that are fit for devotional service in the luminous arbors? Eager prayers for Svarup Siddhi. Commentary. The extraordinary love which Shripad describes in this verse is the ecstatic love of a maid servant in the direct service for Sri Radhika. Shripad writes, is in Vrindavan Mahimamrita, chapter 90, verse 60, the bodies of the maid servants are always adorned with big goose pimples of love for their beloved divine couple. They always bring a flute of satisfaction to them by exactly following all their hidden orders. They always choose the side of Sri Radha. They are very expert in joking. And they are always dedicated to the service of Srivaris, of Radhika's lotus feet. I would like to repeat this. The bodies of the maidservants are always adorned with big goose pimples of love for their beloved divine couple. They always bring a flute of satisfaction to them. The maidservants always bring a flute of satisfaction to the divine couple by exactly following all their hidden orders. And the maidservants always choose the side of Sri Radha. The maidservants are very expert in joking. And the maidservants are always dedicated to the service of Sri Vari's, of Radhika's lotus feet. The maidservants are the embodiments of the mellow of servitude, and they never forget or neglect their service out of ecstasy. Sometimes the maidservants massage Radhika with oil, with a beautiful, fragrant oil. Sometimes the anxious maidservants bathe her with some fragrant water. And sometimes the maidservants fully worship Srimati Radhika with garments, with special ornaments, with beautiful perfumes and garlands. Sometimes the maidservants feed her an ambrosial meal. Sometimes the maidservants serve Sri Radhika camphor-scented betel leaves. Sometimes the maidservants fondle Srimati's lotus feet. And sometimes the maidservants make her fall asleep by softly fanning her. I repeat this because these are our services. Let us connect with these services which we will offer Srimati Radhika. This is a direct instruction for us, so tender and sweet. Sometimes the maidservants massage Radhika with oil. We are allowed to softly touch her body, massaging her. Sometimes the maidservants bathe Srimati Radhika with fragrant water. It's so fragrant, and Radhika is so beautiful, but the maidservants doesn't forget their service, although they are in ecstasy. Sometimes the maidservants fully worship Srimati Radhika with garments, with special ornaments. By putting the ornaments, they are reminding Srimatika of the pastimes of the last night. They ornament Srimati with perfumes, so she remembers Mohan. And Srimati can dive in the remembrance of him. And the maidservants offer her garlands with special flowers. And sometimes the maidservants know that Srimati needs some food also. So they feed her an ambrosial meal. And this meal was first touched by Mohan. And then it is this ambrosial. The maidservants know this, offer it to her. Sometimes the maidservants serve her camphor scented betel leaves because Srimati is a bit tired. They want to revive them with camphor scented betel leaves. And sometimes the maidservants fondle her lotus feet. Srimati's beautiful, effulgent lotus feet, which the light of one toenail mocks millions of moons. And they are holding these lotus feet in her hands, massaging them. And sometimes the maidservant, they know that Sri Radhika needs some rest. So they make her fall asleep by softly fanning her. They are expert in fanning. With this expertise in fanning, they can present Srimati different moods. But now Srimati should rest, so they are softly fanning her. In this way, the maidservants are engaged in different services day and night, living in Vraj, in great ecstatic love. They serve her night and day. The maidservants are living in Vraj, living in this abode of great ecstatic love. And although they are in this ecstatic love, they never forget or neglect the service which they have to offer. By hidden orders of the divine couple. And they check it. They check these orders. Mohan and Radhika, they don't have to say anything. The maidservants know it, feel it, are aware of the hidden orders. With all their senses, their tender spiritual senses, they know it. What the divine couple needs in this moment. Some rest, some vitalizing, some ornament, some fragrance. Whole Vraj is serving them. The trees, the flowers, the animals. They all want that the pastimes between Srimati and Mohan are beautiful, playful, jokingly. And they serve them over and on, never resting, ever fresh, vivid. The aspirant on the path of Raga Bhakti should live in Vraj, become absorbed in his mentally conceived spiritual body in which the devotee serves Srimati Radhika day and night, and then give up all bodily consciousness. I repeat what we have to do as aspirants. We, the aspirants on the path of Raga Bhakti, we should also live in Vraj, becoming absorbed in our mentally conceived spiritual body, mentally conceived spiritual body. And in this spiritual body, in which we serve Srimati Radhika day and night, and then easily can give up all bodily consciousness. The more the aspirant becomes aware of his or of her spiritual identity, the more the aspirant will become intoxicated by ecstatic love. The more the aspirant on the path of Raga Bhakti, who should live in Vraj, becomes aware of his or of her spiritual identity. We all do have a spiritual identity. The more we will become intoxicated by ecstatic love. As soon as an aspirant is completely free from all bodily consciousness, the aspirant attains Svarup Siddhi, the revelation of the aspirant's eternal spiritual body in Chinmaya Vrindavan. Therefore, Shripad prays, when will I clearly see my divine tender manjari form, which has all senses, like eyes and ears, and which this tender manjari form is fit for executing devotional service in the luminous arbors of Vraj. The Siddha Svarup, which the sadhaka has received from our Guru, or has been instructed in by our Guru, is this divine, tender, and ecstatic manjari body. I repeat this. The Siddha Svarup, which the sadhaka has received from our Guru, or has been instructed in by our Guru, is this divine tender and ecstatic manjari body. The scriptures say that the sadhaka should always see himself in this Svarup. An aspirant should think of himself or of herself to be amongst the other gopis, having an enchanting, beautiful, young, adolescent, female body, as a female associate of Radha and Krishna's girlfriends. She is dedicated to the services that are ordered to her. And she is decorated with jeweled ornaments that are given to her by Sri Radha as remnants. I repeat the sentence. We should always see ourselves in our Svarup. An aspirant should think of herself to be amongst them, amongst the other gopis. And then we would have an enchanting, beautiful, young, adolescent, female body as a young girl, and as a female associate of Radha and of Krishna's girlfriends. She is dedicated to the services that are ordered to her. And she is then decorated with jeweled ornaments. And these ornaments are given to her by Sri Radha as remnants. And here there is a special term used, chintayet. And this word means that one should see one's own spiritual self as being thus endowed with a form and so on, like meeting oneself and establishing a firm self-esteem in this spiritual body. I repeat, one should see one's own spiritual self as being thus endowed with a form and so on, like meeting oneself and establishing a firm self-esteem in this spiritual body. And when the practice of the sadhaka ripens, the practitioner will forget the material body and then attain complete self-identification with the Manjari Deha. When we have established a firm self-esteem in our spiritual body, then we will forget our material body and really attain complete self-identification with our Manjari Deha. And this is called Svarup Siddhi. Although Shripad is an eternal associate of the Lord, he reveals his desire. He reveals this to us, the aspirants, to learn from him, to attain this Svarup Siddhi. When will I live blissful in Vrindavan? When will I live in blissful Vrindavan? The very brilliant abode of love. When will I witness Radha's nectarian playful arts? Being intoxicated by ecstatic love, but never forgetting my service. When will I see my effulgent, adolescent, tender spiritual body and attain the bower service of Sri Radha and Govinda Deva? This secret service during night in the Kunj, this very confidential service. When will I see my effulgent, adolescent, tender spiritual body and attain the bower service of Sri Radha and Govinda Deva? Blessed is Sri Prabodhananda. I praise his lotus feet for revealing such desires. Haripat always thinks about attaining this rare treasure if he can live in Vraj. Mahaprabhu has given us this present, revealed us this secret service. We can't imagine this precious gem he gave to us without any condition. What would be the world without Gaura Sundam? I offer my deep obeisances. Together being silent is the most appreciating of these Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, of being disciples of our beloved Sri Guru. So we are so blessed to can be together with Gurudev Sadhu Maharaj. Thank you so much, my dear Gurudev. It's a precious gem that I'm your disciple. Perhaps we should chant together. What do you think? Sudhanidhi, I see you. Perhaps you can help us.
Radhe, I'm sorry, we had family visitors and I just entered the Zoom. So
Okay. Dhananda, Prabhu, please help us.
Very, very sweet, very wonderful Harikata. And I don't know, maybe, I don't know, you may explain, but this Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi. Maybe you could explain little more. This Gurudev likes this verse. Jadi gora nahoto. Kimene hoito. Kemone daritande. Radara mahima. Prema rasa sima. Jagate janatoke. This is in my book, page 3. Bas Ghosh sing. If Gora had not come, how would the world have been? Who would have taught the world the greatness of Radha and the limit of Prema Rasa? So if you could little more explain in this verse, it will be very, very nice.
I think this should be shared between all of us. This needs a lot of betel leaves. Such a big topic. I'm not able.
Yeah, this is Jayananda Maharaji. A good start for a journeying the glorious adventure. Because when Gaura Sundara Ranga Mahaprabhu would not come, how would the world have been? Then the world would not know about Shri Radharani's Mahima, glories of her love, the glories of her compassion, and the glories of her oceans of beauty and lavanya and everything, what you were reciting the other day. The greatness of Radha is so important to anyone enter into Ragamarg. Without the mercy of Sri Radhika, it would not be possible. And Gaura, the golden form, is the proof of that greatness of Sri Radha. And the limit of Prema Ras is always when the Supreme Lord forgets his supremacy and his awe and reverence, becomes a cowherd boy and wants to learn as Gauranga how to feel the service to Srimati Radhika, to feel the bath of a dasi. And that is the highest limit of Prema Ras. Because this was, as Prabhupada says in the introduction of Chaitanya Chaitamrita, not given before, and this role was never taken before, that Krishna takes shelter of his own Ladini Shakti. So that is what the Vashu Ghosh is singing. The worlds would not have had this opportunity to take part in this special gift of serving Srimati Radhika, of knowing how Mohan wants to serve her, and how this special Goloka Dham realm is opened at this time. It's opened by the Mahamantra that is endowed with this speciality of being able to serve Radha and her beloved in the mood of the maidservant. But I'm sure, Jayananda Maharaji, you know much more how to churn this ocean of this song. Because this is actually the gist or the essence of all our meditations and all our aspirations, our desires to enter into the service of Srimati Radhika and her Mohan.
Very nicely, Didi. Maybe I shall give some hint. If Gauranga Mahaprabhu does not appear in this world, then automatically Shat Goswamis, Rupa Goswami, I'll say Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, this Prabhupada Saraswati also may not appear. Or even though they may appear, but not like this. So means we could not get Prema Bhakti Chandrika, Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, and Virapax Manjari. So, and then I feel what is the Radhika's greatness? And what is the limit of Prema Rasa? So this is a very interesting topic. So especially in Braja, Sudhanidhi did always little bit explain. Krishna is outside Braja is God, controller. Krishna steals everyone's heart. But in this Braja, especially in Nikunja, or Nivrit Nikunja, Radhika steals Mohan's heart. And completely Mohan become mad and fainted. One example, there is Prema Vilasa Vivarta. So Vilasa means Nikunja or Nivrit Nikunja pastime, because most important, most deep Rasa was there. Rasa is there. So in this pastime, Radhika's Mahabharata was so great. Mohan completely bewildered. He forgot, who am I? And then they like merge together. They become one. And then more go deep. They exchange the role. Radhika become like Mohan. Mohan become like Radhika. Means, generally speaking, Radhika is serving Mohan. But Mohan is serving Radhika. Radhika is like a Vishaya. No, Mohan actually Vishaya. And Radhika is Ashuraya. And sometimes they exchange. They change. Radhika become Ashuraya. Mohan become Ashuraya. Mohan completely taking shelter of Radhika. So this is quite amazing. Nobody knows before Mahaprabhu. Also, we could know Prema Vaititya. Radhika was sitting on the lap of Mohan. And then some bumblebee came. And then somebody said, oh, Madhusudan is gone. Then Radhika forgot everything. Oh, Mohan is gone. Madhusudan is gone. Radhika completely forget Krishna. And start mad after. And looking for Mohan, Madhusudana. And Krishna was amazing. What is he doing? What kind of rasa she's tasting? So this is before Mahaprabhu. Nobody knows, or maybe very few people could know. Also, Radhika's Madanakya Mahababa. Who could understand Radhika's Madanakya Mahababa? Krishna completely, he does not know what to do. Or Krishna's heart was stolen by Radhika. And Krishna also mad and bewildered and faint and completely inundate Radhika's prema rasa. Also, before Mahaprabhu, nobody knows Bhava Rasa Rasa. Nobody knows Unnato Ujjwala Rasa. Who can see all these pastimes? Prema Vilas Vivarta and Prema Vaititya or Radhika's Madanakya Mahababa. Maybe Saki may see something, but how they feel like Kinkari and Manjari. It's quite amazing. So the limited of Prema Rasa, I feel this is Bhava Rasa Rasa. Because if Mahaprabhu does not appear, this Bhava Rasa Rasa, Kinkari Baba, Manjari Baba, we could not know anything. Maybe we may know something Gopi Baba, or maybe little bit Saki Baba, but not Bhava Rasa Rasa. So this is, I feel very deep. And if I give some hint, if somebody chant more in this verse, we are very happy. I don't know, Gauranga Sundara. I don't know. He disappeared. Or Gurudev. If Gurudev could hear. We want to hear Gurudev's wonderful explanations.
Yeah. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Gurudev.
Yeah. What you want?
So you did not hear, huh? So we are little bit sharing. Yadi Gaurana Hoto Kimene.
Acha. Acha, I remember.
Yeah.
Yadi Gaura na hoito, if Gauranga is not coming, Keman hoito. How it's going to happen? Radha Rasa Mahima. Radha Rasa,
Sima.
two person knows. Radha Rasa Mahima, a Preme Rasa Sima. Radha Rasa Mahima and Prema Rasa limitation of Prema Rasa.
Mm.
Because Radha Rasa Mahima we can know by mercy of Krishna, but limitation of Prema Rasa is not possible without Manjari. Because the Prema, she is the watching, Manjaris are watching. They are not becoming excited with that Prema. So they know how to do the confidential service when Krishna becomes fainted. This is the Prema Rasa Sima. Krishna can also fainted by feeling of Radhika. He becomes so excited that he loses senses. And that time, Manjaris are knowing better than Krishna. Preme Ratasya. Many circumstances when Krishna has to paint the feet of Radhika, he starts kissing and hugging on the breast, and he only wants to be there, and he cannot paint it. He don't want to paint. He only kissing the feet of Radhika and putting on his chest and trying to be kissing and mad. He forget to paint. His service is to paint. Only the Manjaris never become excited. He do his service without exciting. That only Manjari knows Prema Rasa Sima. Radha Rasa Mahima, what is the mercy and conditional love of Radha? And Prema Rasa Sima, limitation of this Prema Rasa. Without Manjari, without Chaitanya, we cannot understand. Jagate Janatuke. Who go coming to explain this exchange of the love of Radha and Krishna? Sri Radha.
Jai Gurudev.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
And you also mentioned, Gurudev, so beautifully that before, and also Jayananda Maharaj said that it was only possible maybe by some good fortune and high association to enter into the Saki Bhav or to enter into Raganuga Bhav, Gopi Bhav. But it was not open, this Bhava Ulasa Rati. And that is the Unach Ujjvala Ras. That is the specialty that Gauranga came to give and open to the world for those who are lucky, who have the shelter of Srimati Radhika, who have the shelter of a living maidservant in this world.
Okay.
We cannot hear you, Gurudev.
One day I'm listening Russian class. Yesterday, Saturday, and I'm listening. They are reading Utsakalaka Vallari, 38 or 39. Lalita Sakhi is looking that Radhika has a bite in the lips. Through Krishna. So she is asking to Radhika, this leaf is bitten by Krishna. Why not you bite the leaf of Krishna also? And you see the Manjari, Rupa Manjari, Raghunath Das Goswami is glorifying, O Rupa, who bite your lip. Means Manjari has the same bite already, like Radhika happened. Krishna bite the lip of Radhika, and Manjari, Rupa Manjari also has the lips are bitten. This is Manjari Bhav. The same feeling Radhika, what is happening to her, Manjaris are feeling. And in Sakhi Bhav, it's not happening like this. They see that Radhika lips is bitten, and they advise, why not you bite the lip of Krishna? Because your lip is bitten by Krishna. So this is the difference of Sakhi Bhav and Manjari. Understand? And there is a rain, black sky was there, and lightning, spark was there, and rain mercy is coming. I said, this is Manjari Bhav. When Radha and Krishna are meeting, then mercy flows to the Manjari. This is Manjari Bhav, and this is Sakhi Bhav. When you're stay in your bhav, you can realize this bhav is for me or this bhav is for Sakhi. So a sthayi bhav is very important. And also one question asked to Suniti asked to me, again you read that. I want to explain now. Suniti.
Thank you, Gurudev. Yes. Because here it is written, the Lord had become the main shelter of his own rasa.
You see, what is meaning of that? Lord is become own shelter of own rasa. What is meaning? Own rasa is not his rasa. He has no rasa. He is nirasa. He took the shelter of rasa. My Swami. If he has a rasa, raso vaisa, he become rasik because of association of Swami. He took the shelter of own rasa. They, Radha Krishna, ek pran, do dei dhari. Radha Mohan ek pran, do de dhari. So Radha Krishna ek pran do de dhari point. Give my phone. Uddhav is sending to me. विलास करे अपने सुख।
Yes, unfortunately, Gurudev's internet connection is very weak today, and he got cut out. But I want to share with you, Jainanda Maharaj, because we had this discussion, or I tried to ask Gurudev about that, because that Tahe Mukhya Rasa Shrai Hayachen Mahashai. It says the Lord had become the main shelter of his own rasa. Oops.
Rasvadankari.
Listen.
Radha Krishna Eka Atma Duide Adhari. Anniyonye Vilase Rasasvadankari.
Understand? They are Radha Krishna, एक आत्मा, एक आत्मा, not two. Do they are dhari. अन्य अन्य विलास करी आपन सुख for his happiness. So there is no two. Read again. Yeah.
Yes, Gurudev, it says the Lord had become the main shelter of his own rasa. And so all yes.
Because own rasa means you understand. My voice is going?
Yes, now coming, Gurudev.
It's good.
On rasa, Radha Krishna is one. On rasa he can take from him. They are not two. Only for Vilas Aswadan Kari. Vilas they become two because to take the rasa.
But they are one.
They are one. एक आत्मा दो देहधारी. राधा कृष्ण एक आत्मा दो देहधारी. अन्य अन्य विलास अपना आस्वादन करिए. आप he relish himself, but this relishment only Manjari open fact. This is the gift of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Before it is not open. Ambrose pastime. After Chaitanya is open,
Mm.
Sakhi Bhav, Gopi Bhav cannot open this. So read the line what you are sent to me.
So the
Yeah.
Lord had accepted the mood and luster of Sri Radha and had become
That is hint. You have to understand. Rasika will understand. And fool will not understand. Only for Rasika is a hint.
Gurudev, I want to share. I have some feelings for this now.
Yeah.
The Lord had accepted the mood and luster of Sri Radha and had become the main shelter for his own rati.
You see,
Therefore,
shelter.
yeah, it's like Srimati Radhika is fully going through him outside also.
Manjari. Shelter means Manjari.
That happened in Mahaprabhu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only in Mahaprabhu that happened, not in Krishna.
This is the beauty of Chaitanya.
And therefore,
this is the beauty of Kemon Hoito. How is going to happen?
no, only when they are together, Gurudev, and when they are served by the manjaris.
Gauranga come, then he open this fact in his Manjari Bhav. Radha Rasa Mahima, Preme Rasa Sima. He opened this fact. What Krishna cannot open. How he can open his privacy. But as a Manjari, he has to do for our benefit. If not, then we are empty. With a hint. Prabhupada also give hint. Here is also a hint. Same way of hint. Only Rasik will understand. What is the meaning of that? If my material mind will calculate, he will not understand. In Sarup always person will understand.
And therefore, the Sattvika and other bhavs had become fully manifest in him.
Yeah.
Because this is Mahabhav, Gurudev. That cannot become, cannot come from Krishna, only comes from Radhika.
Radha Krishna. And she control both of them. Sometimes she said to Manjaris, you have to help me and show the way. You have to care me. They have so much closeness. You have to protect me. You have to save me. You have to care me. Radhika said to Manjari. He never said to Krishna. He said only to Manjari or Dasi. They are so close each other. And these Manjaris are so much merciful. They want to help us to open this fact.
It's like a whirlpool of feelings, Gurudev. It goes deeper and deeper.
Yeah. Gaura Sundara?
Jai Radha Gurudev.
Yeah.
This is because the lips, because they are so close, their lips have the same size, the same cut like Radhika, because they see through a hole in the kunja, and only manjaris have this view in the kunj. Sakis cannot do this, so they don't have this cut on their lips because they are not that close that manjaris are.
Yeah.
So then Krishna marks Radhika with this cut, and the cut is entering the lips of Rupa, and Rupa is showing the hole to Raghunath, Rati. So this is the invitation to all our line to see to that hole and come so close like she is, so that we are invited in our seva to come close and be so private.
You see, the Rupa cut the lip, similar like Radhika, and Rati Manjari, her disciple, is looking this. And he is asking how is cut the lip. Your lip is how cut. You see how much oneness is there with Shishya and Guru.
That's the point.
That is the spiritual connection. Without this spiritual connection, how my spiritual life can grow? Impossible. It's not material connection, it's divine.
Yeah. Actually, both give this mark to Rupa. This is Radha and Mohan. Give this signs, this Zeichen.
Yeah.
They show this cut, they show this to Rati, so that she also invited for the most confidential service.
What I feel in Kalka Vallari, Rupa Goswami is giving all moods, and he is checking that you check yourself where your mood is going, where is your how is the sign.
Yeah.
You are in Sakhi Bhav, you are in the Radha Dasi Bhav, or Krishna more is there. You check your mood.
Yeah, that's good. If why you don't advise us to read this in the beginning, because if I don't have a sty buff, if I don't know my mood, how can I check it?
That is the point. So we have to fix our sty bhav, then go on further.
All depends on this type of Gurudev, right?
First you fix your nature, what you want and what is your greed, and move in that way. What you like to be, you have to fix and move on that direction. There is no pressure. The spiritual life not move with the pressure. It move with the flow. My flow is this. Other flow is this. Okay, flow, not live without flow, not live without feeling. Keep yourself in flow, not like a pound water. Always keep in flow, means in moving, in the feeling. Flow means the feeling, not become a stinky water. Flow it.
Oh,
Full of mosquitoes. The ponds are full of mosquitoes, Gurudev.
Yes, the
Rasa,
place of
this Rasa, Gurudev, and Prema, depending on this flow, they cannot be in a stable situation. They are always moving. It's a living being. It's what you say, flowing. Rasa
Right.
is never stable. Rasa is something that happened, like Prema also. It's always fresh,
Yeah.
always new.
Yeah, that is the
And
point.
that's good if when we have these Zooms and sometimes also in the early mornings in Vrindavan and some new feelings come, then he always wants to share this with us. And then you are also excited and listen, oh, this disciple had this realization, this disciple had this flow. And you are also excited that you want to share it with us. And I feel so blessed and so enlivened by this also. I feel you are like a Rupa Manjari that comes to Rati Manjari. Where have you been? Look what's happening.
Actually, we have to share. Sharing, automatic realizations come. Today, not tomorrow will come. But sharing is the way to grow ourselves in Raga Bhakti, loving exchange. And sharing is the beauty of Raga, that I am keeping our consciousness in feeling. That is Raga Bhakti. It's not philosophy, not anything. It's a love stories and how to see the love of divine couple. What is the problem? Where is disturbance here? We don't want to be in love. We don't want to feel the love. We want to not to live in the feelings. What we want then? Why not I use my time in positive direction? Every moment is a wealth. It will never come back in our life. Radha. Jai Jai. We have to use our every moment of the life. It's never come again. What is gone is gone. There. Yeah. Everything is changing. You see, Binod Baba is my friend. We are sitting and Mohan Baba, Binod Baba singing. Now Mohan Baba is not here. Binod Baba is there, but I cannot go. My health is not fit for going there and sitting there. So, changing. What I got the benefit in my young age, this still is remembered. It's a mercy to me. In a very young age, I got this mercy and on going on. Yes. Today I am listening Prabhupada. I want to, very nice story of that time when you sent the message. I was so excited to see and crying while listening their pastime. It is so beautiful, I cannot say. How much he give love to all the world. Yes, thank you.
Will you share this, Gurudev? Thank you.
I
Of
was
Prabhupada's.
here, Madan Gopal, if he send you in that there is a Prabhupada, I can send you. This is, you will see the path. It's good to know everyone. Or I
Jai
can
Ho.
send Radha Ashyam or Radha Mohan Darshan that you can see. Beautiful. Very nice. Send in Radha Mohan Darshan. Madan Gopal. Yeah. How are you?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for sharing your feelings, and to Sudevi also for reading and choosing beautiful verse. My Yoga Shakti for translating. Jayananda for keeping with us and making the dry juicy.
Sudevi and Jananda Maharaj all make so tasteful. Sudevi explained very nicely. I'm very proud of her.
Jai Ho.
Jai, Jai Ho, Jai Guru.
Jai Sudevi.
Thank you very much for your blessings. Thank you very much.
Very happy, Sudevi. I
Thank you.
was surprising so much you deep in the subject. My God. By your words and explanation, we understand everything. Yeah. There are